Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing good. How about you?
Been doing great. Lots of emails today. I was a emailing machine today, so feels
Yeah,
feels good.
same here.
Yeah,
This is the busy time for you folks too. This is when everything's getting posted.
yeah. It's definitely finally, probably like 2 weeks ago, finally like rounded the corner on seeing some more listings a little more consistently and stuff like that. So that's just great for everybody.
Good.
Yeah. How's fielding the questions over at Wasco County Planning?
Oh, it's good.
Okay, good.
Same old, you know.
Sure. I don't know if this is the right place to talk about, but I did receive a I can't remember if it was an email or a letter or something about, I think it was from Wasco County, saying any buyer that's buying land in Wasco County should do their due diligence while they're in a transaction and not count on the zoning for
For
that interpretation to exist.
for a legal parcel.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk offline about that.
Okay. Tricky stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Unlike the city, most everything out in the county is deeded off. It's
Mm,
not created by a subdivision or whatnot. Granted, there's plenty of partitions in the city too.
yeah.
But more so in the county, reading deeds from the early 1800 or late 1800s and early 1900s,
Yeah.
measuring chains and rods. Yeah.
Fun. I do not like reading
Excuse
that.
me,
Yep.
Chair Bybee, we're
Yep.
ready now. I'm sorry about the difficulties.
That's okay. We were just killing time until we were ready, Paul. Thank you. Okay, so it looks like we have Cody, Linda, Mark. Are you on the phone?
Yes.
Okay. Me, and then I saw
And
Carl. Oh,
Carly's on the phone.
okay. You're on. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Was your video not working for you?
Yeah, sorry, I'm at the coast, so
That's okay.
no real Wi-Fi
Understandable.
here.
That is the beauty of technology right now that we can. So let's get going. And please remember that if you're not speaking, have your microphone muted. Let's see, Mr. Czar, if you could please mute yourself.
Yeah, this is Zaryab Sheikh. I'm the owner of Salilo Inn.
Okay. When you're not providing testimony, can you please mute your
Sure,
microphone?
I'll do it right now.
Perfect.
So you'll be calling on one of us, so we know when to unmute, right?
We will. Yeah, I'll be sure to notify you when to give testimony.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, let me get into it now. 1 second. Since we have a quorum, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It's 5:32. We'll start with roll call.
Brent Bybee,
Present.
Carly Aparicio,
Present.
Cody Cornett,
President.
Alan Easling is absent, and Philip Mosher is absent, Linda Miller,
Present.
and Mark Popoff.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Next we will, let's see, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, folks. And next we'll move into approval of the agenda. Do the commissioners or staff have any edits for the agenda? And if not, would anyone like to make a motion?
Miller moved to approve the agenda as presented.
I second that.
Okay, so it was moved by Miller and seconded by Cody. All those in favor say aye or raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, it is unanimous. Okay, next we will move into approval of the minutes from May 20th, 2021. Do the commissioners have any edits or anything for the minutes, or would anyone like to entertain a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting of May 20th.
Okay. And I'll second that motion. So it's moved by Cody, seconded by me. All those in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
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 Okay, it is unanimous. Okay, so we're gonna move into public comment. Now, if there is any public comment that is not in relation to what this hearing is for tonight, during the public hearing portion, so anything that's not in relation to everything else that we're chatting about tonight, if there's any public comment, feel free to unmute yourself, state your name, address for the record. And yeah, I'm hearing an echo. Okay.
Hello,
Yep.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm Eloise. I'm having problems with that computer, but we're here.
Okay. Do you have any public comment that is not in relation to the hearing item tonight? And if you do, please state your name and address for the record.
It's Fred and Eloise. Address is 5100 Woodworth Drive, Mount Hood, Parkdale, Oregon, 97041.
Okay. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Chair Bybee, that was not audible on my end.
Okay. Was it Fred and Eloise at 5100? What was the street name?
Woodworth Drive.
I think we're getting some feedback on your end. Yeah. Can anyone else make that out?
Did we lose her?
I think we might have. We'll see if she pops back in real quick. We'll give her about a minute or so. Okay, I'm gonna move on. If she does come back, then we can circle back to public comment. But if no one else has public comment, then we'll move into staff comments and project updates. And I'm not here.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that Eloise?
Yes.
Okay, state your name and address for the record again.
It's Fred and Eloise Trujillo, 5100 Mount Hood, Parkdale, Oregon.
I think I'm so sorry, you're cutting out again. I can't make out the street name.
I'm
It's
sorry, Chair
Woodworth.
Bybee. I couldn't understand her last name either.
Okay.
Trujillo. It was Trujillo, Paula.
Oh, thank you. Did she say 5100 Mount Hood Street?
So Eloise, do you and your husband both have your phones on the call right now?
No, I have my phone on, he doesn't.
Okay, and we were just getting a little bit of feedback, which is why I was wondering. Okay, so
Right, okay. So the name of the street is Wood, WOOD, WORCH Drive.
Woodward. Okay. Okay, perfect. And go ahead.
Okay, so we're ready for you. Go ahead.
Well, sorry. So did you folks have any public comment that's not in relation to the hearing items tonight?
We're just trying to find out why we got the letter and what it's pertaining to and the lot that we have up there.
Was that the Measure 56 notice that you folks received in the mail?
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Huh. What is, okay, I think that you're referring to the staff report or the notice of decision for this item tonight. If you have any direct questions related to that, I'm sorry that we can't make out completely what you're saying, but if you do have any direct questions for staff, feel free to email them or give them a call directly, and we can answer those for you.
Okay, well, I'm just replying to the notice of public hearing that we received. And just wanting to find out what's going on with this. I mean,
Okay, I'm sorry, we gotta, something's reverberating. We're having a hard time hearing you, and it's kind of, I'm sorry that we can't get you folks more active in this. It's hard to make out exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Can I call somebody to find out more information on this rather than just sitting on waiting?
I'm sorry, I couldn't make that out. I will say, okay, if you have any questions, please reach out to staff directly, and they can help you out with those questions. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna move into, let me get back to that. We're gonna move into staff comments and project updates.
Chair Bybee, Alice Cannon, Community Development Director. This should be, we hope, a very short meeting. We don't have any other agenda items besides that listed, the public hearing listed on this agenda. I have a running list of things that the commission has expressed interest in, and also projects that we anticipate moving forward. And one is that there has been a request for an update on the First Street streetscape project, and that can come anytime. And I might want to wait until our commissioner who asked for that update to return, and that it was Mr. Mosher, Commissioner Mosher. So we'll wait sometime later in the summer or in the fall, in September. And the project isn't going to be constructed by then anyway, so there's plenty of time to weigh in. Industrial code amendments, I think he had asked that we talk about that at a future work plan session. And I think it will be good for us to put all of the projects that we anticipate working on in the next fiscal year and to have an open discussion about that. So I'm going to schedule that for September as well. There has been a request for a legislative update. We have not concluded the legislation or the legislative session quite yet, but we're getting close. And so I would like to give an update. I plan to talk to the City Council at one of their meetings in July and provide an update on housing amendments that, or housing, not amendments, but housing legislation that has been passed by the legislature. They've been quite active, so it'll be a good report, and it'll be good for council to hear the very latest. And I can bring that same report to the commission sometime soon, maybe as early as the July meeting. And then, let's see, transitional housing, there has been a request by council as part of their annual work plan to have the ability to construct something similar to the pallet shelters on private property. And as you know, those were constructed in an unused section of right of way, so didn't have to go through the land use code. But there is an interest from our city council in having some land use regulations that would allow that use inside our city limits within certain limitations, maybe somewhere in the commercial or the commercial industrial zone. So we will be bringing that forward sometime. I know Don and Caitlin have been working hard on that, so we'll be bringing that forward, and it could come as early as the July meeting. So stay tuned on that one. And that's what I have for a list. Happy to take any other suggestions you have or thoughts you're thinking, any thoughts you have about work plan at this time.
Okay. Do the commissioners have any work plan items for staff that they have on mind other than what was listed? I'm not hearing anyone speak up. So the last four number ending in 9968. Can you folks hear me? That you're on the phone. Phone number is 503-577-9968. Hey, Paula, is there, and I hate to do this, but we're getting a lot of feedback on that end, and it's just a really bad connection. Is there a way that you can manually mute them, or?
I will find a way.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if the commissioners don't have any other items for staff, we're going to move into commissioner comments and questions. Do the commissioners have any comments or questions for staff?
I've got one. Are we going to be meeting in person next time?
I've been told that that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Our plan is, just the long answer is, we will be we employees will be returning to work as soon as the governor says we don't have to wear masks anymore. So that'll be, but as far as having in-person meetings, I don't think that'll happen until early September or mid-September. And the reason for that is we have our city council chambers will be under some construction. We're going to get rid of that 1970s era paneling and do some updates to the council chambers. And you can see on Paula Webb's screen there how kind of outdated that room looks. But that's a long overdue project, and that'll be, we're going to work on that this summer when things are quiet. So that's my answer to that question. So stay tuned. We could reopen our meetings as early as, September 1st, but it may be mid or late September, just depending on how things move with that project.
Okay.
Miller has a question.
Yep, go ahead, Commissioner Miller.
Okay, I know that city council they do not have meetings in August. Is that also for the planning commission?
I would like to honor that. I love that tradition. I would love, in fact, thank you for asking. I would love for us to not have any meetings in August if the rest of you are willing. The only thing that would prevent us, or that would require us to meet, is if we were up against a 120-day deadline for needing a hearing during that period, in which case we would have to call one. But if the rest of you are supportive of us taking a break in August, I would heartily support that at the staff level as well.
I would support that. How do the other commissioners feel?
It'd be fine with me.
I'm fine with that
I-
also. I do have a
I
quick,
support it.
okay. I do have a quick question in regards to that though. What if what we talked about last meeting, what we talked about last meeting is now in front of city council. What if they vote on it and send it back to us? Do we just wait?
Oh, sorry. I should have said that in my staff comments. They approved it unanimously.
Oh, groovy. Nice.
On Monday night. And so that was really good news. And they said, and Commissioner Bybee, Chair Bybee could have said something too. We were all, and Dawn, we were all part of that. Appreciated Chair Bybee being part of that, representing you and the recommendation you made. But a lot of credit goes to you for all your hard work on that project. And there was a lot of support at the council level, and a lot of supporters showed up at the council hearing to voice their support for the changes and the need for them. And everyone really appreciated the thoughtful work that you all did to make sure that the amendments fit into the context of livability in the Dalles. So thank you very much.
That's awesome. That's great.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Are there any other comments or questions from commissioners? Okay, I will give a quick update. Things have somewhat changed in my life. I'm going to be transitioning into another position with Crook County in July. So I will be departing the Dalles. I don't know an exact date yet, so I'm going to try to work on the timing with Alice and figure out when our next meeting is. Hopefully I can attend one more meeting. But I do feel that anyone who is chair, especially chair of the Planning Commission, should be someone that lives within the community. So I will most likely be stepping down in July from the position as chair, which means Cody, you'll most likely be stepping up.
Very well.
We'll most likely need to vote another vice chair in at some point. But I wanted to give you all a heads up on that. It is going to be happening next month, so I'll be sure to notify staff if I end up departing sooner.
Congratulations. I just think that's wonderful for you. It's an opportunity for career advancement for you, and we're going to definitely will miss you and your leadership you provided to this commission.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a good. I can't even remember when I came on. It must have been about 3 years ago, I think. I can't remember. But yeah, it's been a really good experience. Provided me with some really good experience for the future as well. I got to see how different planning commissions work outside of the county. So very appreciative of my time here as well, and everyone that's on the commission too. So, okay. Let's move into the legislative public hearing. Okay. So now is the time specified for the Planning Commission to conduct the public hearing to consider the following matter. Application number ZOA 103-21 and CPA 48-21 by City of the Dalles. This application is a request to change the comprehensive plan land use designation and zoning from medium density residential to general commercial on property located immediately east of 3550 East 2nd Street, further described as 1 North 13 East 1 AA, tax lot 100. On March 8th, 2020, the governor declared a state of emergency for the entire state of Oregon due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On March 20th, 2020, the City of the Dalles issued its own declaration of emergency due to COVID-19. On April 15th, 2020, the governor issued executive order number 20-16 titled Keep Government Working, ordering necessary measures to ensure safe public meetings and continued operations by local governments during coronavirus outbreak. Pursuant to Section 2A of the governor's order, public bodies must hold public hearings through an electronic means whenever possible. Also pursuant to Section 2A of the governor's order, the public body must make available a method by which the public can listen to or virtually attend the public hearing at the time it occurs. Regarding public testimony, Section 2C of the governor's order states any requirements that testimony during public hearing be taken in person do not apply if the public body provides an opportunity for submission of testimony by electronic or virtual means, or provides a means of submitting written testimony, including by email or other electronic methods that the public body may consider in a timely manner. The governor's order is to remain in effect so long as Oregon's state of emergency is in effect. As of the date of this public hearing, Oregon's state of emergency remains in effect. Consistent with the governor's Keep Government Working Order, the city has implemented the following procedures for tonight's public hearing. This meeting is available for public viewing through a live stream that is posted to the city's website. The land use application and all related documents, as well as the applicable criteria, were posted to the city's website for public viewing. Consistent with the governor's order, written testimony and comments regarding this application were required to be emailed to the planning department no later than May 20th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Testimony received, if any, was timely posted to the city's website for public viewing. As required by the governor's order, all testimony received was transmitted to the planning commissioners so that the testimony could be considered by the planning commissioners in a timely manner. The remaining hearing procedures are procedures that generally apply in all public hearings. The substantive criteria upon which the Planning Commission will base its decision in this matter are contained in the city's plan and land use and development ordinances. Participants in tonight's public hearing must be recognized by the chair in order to speak. When recognized by the chair, please state your name and mailing address for the record. This public hearing is being tape recorded as well as live streamed. Generally, the public hearing procedure is as follows. Prior to the public hearing, a determination will be made of the qualifications of the commission members. I will open the public hearing with a staff report. The purpose of the staff report at this point is to further identify the applicable criteria of the case being considered and to provide background information about the case. After the staff report, we will hear testimony from the applicants who are attending this meeting via Zoom. The applicants will have an opportunity to present testimony in favor of the land use application, address issues raised in the staff report, and respond to any testimony received opposing the land use application. To expedite the hearing, the commission may ask questions of persons as they testify. When this process has been concluded, we will close the public testimony portion of the hearing. During the hearing, some important standards apply. First, those who testify must hold their testimony to the decision criteria. Second, failure to raise an issue accompanied by statements or evidence sufficient to afford the commission members and the parties an opportunity to respond to that issue precludes an appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals based on that issue. Third, the failure of an applicant to raise constitutional or other issues relating to proposed conditions of approval with details specific enough to allow the city to respond to an issue precludes an action for damages in circuit court. Fourth, prior to the conclusion of the public hearing, any participant may request an opportunity to present additional evidence, arguments, or testimony regarding the application. If such a request is made, the commission may grant the request by either continuing the hearing to a time and date at least 7 days from the date of the initial hearing, or the record must be kept open for a period of at least 7 days. Do the commissioner's staff or applicants have any questions?
No.
Okay. Have any of the members of the commission had any ex parte contacts, conflicts of interest, or bias which would not allow them to render an impartial decision on this matter?
No.
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 Hearing resounding no's. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Does anyone participating in tonight's hearing wish to challenge the qualifications of any members of the commission? And I'm hearing none. Okay. The public hearing is now open. May we have the staff report, please? And Dawn, if you're speaking, I think you might be muted.
I'm sorry, I was having a little bit of a, can you guys see my screen?
We can, yeah, we can see your desktop.
Oh,
there you
whoops. Let me do this. Let me pull this guy over here. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, does that look better? Sorry about that. Thank you, Chair Bybee and Planning Commissioners. As was stated, this is the application is a zoning ordinance amendment and a comprehensive map amendment. The applicant is Umair Sheikh, who is actually present tonight, as well as the property owner, which is Zahar Sheikh, is here. Property is a vacant parcel located adjacent to 3550 East 2nd Street, which is their commercial property here in the Dalles. Property is currently zoned residential medium density, and as stated, this is a request for a zoning map change as well as a comprehensive plan land use designation amendment from residential medium density to general commercial. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of where this property is located, this is I-84. Property is located, lower 8 Mile is actually called East 2nd Street. We do have some industrial properties that run along 2nd Street. Big Jim's is like down over here in this corner, and property is accessed through these green parcels here, which is residential medium density. The current hotel is actually, or motel, excuse me, is located in the pink here, which is commercial general. And the subject property we're talking about is here. To the east of that property is a manufactured home or mobile home park. I wanted to provide a little bit of some photographs. Some of you may have gone out and taken a look. Just wanted to show the access, which it was shown in the previous slide. That goes actually, I'm going to go back a little bit here, just kind of get a little bit of a context here. So the driveway, the next photo I'm going to be showing, this is the actual access point to gain access to the hotel as well as to the vacant parcel here. So there's the access point, and looking up on the hillside, you can see the motel, as well as the road to gain access to. Photos of the subject property. It's a pretty flat location up on top when you get to adjacent to the motel. However, looking down at 2nd Street and looking up, you can see that it definitely has some topography changes. This photo was taken from sitting actually on the parcel looking west at the motel, and then this parcel was taken on the motel property looking east at the vacant parcel. To kind of give you a little bit of idea there. Just to kind of show you a little bit of the surrounding properties. As I stated, this is the access road that comes up. It is a private easement. These are some residential parcels here. On the upper side is the actual motel. And then this is the Viewpoint Trailer Court, which is located to the east of this property. So I did review previous zoning and comprehensive maps that showed that the subject property actually was zoned commercial previously. From 1965 to 1994, the comprehensive designation was commercial. And it appears in 1994, when an overhaul was done on the comprehensive plan, there was a decision that was made to have that property rezoned to residential medium density. Adjacent land uses are residential medium density, as well as low density and commercial and recreational and commercial general uses that are located to the west and the north of the property. A notification was prepared and presented to Oregon Department of Land Conservation, as well as property owners within 300 feet, as well as other agencies. As of the date of writing the staff report and of this evening before the meeting, we have not received any formal written comments from any property owners or agencies. When reviewing the application, it's kind of 3 distinct parts. The first part is the Dalles Municipal Code, making sure that it follows all of our criteria and our current land use ordinance. The second part is our comprehensive plan and taking a look at what plan designations exist and what modifications need to be made, and making sure that we're following those that guiding document of our comp plan. And then the third part is actually following our state land use laws. Or excuse me, our statewide planning goals. So I'm going to just go ahead and jump into, we've got for the Dalles Municipal Code, zone change review criteria deals with conformance, suitability, streets and traffic, as well as adverse effects. So in terms of conformance, the proposed zone change from residential medium density to commercial general, it conforms to our comp plan as well as our transportation system plan. Suitability, this site is adequate for the size and shape that is normally allowed for the proposed zone. So the commercial general zone has a minimum lot size of 10,000 square feet. The subject property is 4.23 acres. And so overall, the development of that parcel it does meet the criterion, or it does meet the regulations of the commercial general zone. Streets and traffic. The subject property, as I stated before, was located on East 2nd Street, and it's accessed via an existing easement that's provided by the parcel to the west and east of the motel, or to the west of the existing motel. The easement provided access to 6 single-family homes that are actually on the hillside, as well as the existing motel. The adopted transportation system plan designates East 2nd Street as what we call a proposed minor collector. The function of collector is to equally divide between mobility and access. Staff believes that the East 2nd Street has the capacity to accommodate anticipated increase in traffic attributed to full development of this as commercial general. Adverse effect. The proposed zone change will have a minimal adverse effect on existing and future surrounding development. Staff believes that this parcel is actually better suited to serve as a commercial development rather than residential, due to its location being adjacent to a major highway, the railroad, and industrial uses to the north. Anyone who's been out in that area, just the noise that's comes from the freeway is actually, it's a little bit surprising. I didn't realize it until I went out there. I'd heard about it. In terms of future development of this property, it'll actually be guided by our development standards, and adherence to those standards will actually act to minimize any potential adverse effects on the property. In terms of the Dalles Comprehensive Plan, we looked at goals 1, citizen involvement, goals 2, land use planning, goal 10, housing, and goal 9 of economic development. In terms of goal 1 for citizen involvement, as stated before, we did do notification to property owners and DLCD, and we are having a public hearing, which is entertaining any type of comments or public comments. Land use planning, goal 2. So policy 6 is to implement this plan through appropriate ordinance and action. And goal 10 actually requires, goal 2, these proposed zoning map amendments update an existing map, which is actually following our directive of our comprehensive plan. Goal number 10, housing, to provide housing needs for the citizens of the state. I pulled out 3 policies as well as 1 implementing measure and addressed each one of those. Policy 6 encourages energy conservation by increasing residential densities in mixed use centers along major linear streets that may one day serve as future transit corridors and near commercial and employment centers. Policy 8 provides flexibility in implementing ordinances is needed to accommodate infill and to foster a variety of development scenarios and housing options. Goal 12 is high density residential areas shall be located near commercial and employment areas along major streets and where streets and other public facilities have adequate capacity. And then the implementing measures for mixed use residential measures, which is commercial and residential, which would be similar to this application. Developments can take many forms, including retail space on a ground floor with commercial or with office space above, rental apartments above ground floor retail spaces, and structures combining offices and hotels or hotels and private residential uses. So staff believes that this plan actually provides not only flexibility, but it allows the city to maintain a plan for adequate supply of land for housing for the next 20 years, as well as future growth. The comprehensive plan is required to include analysis of our local housing needs, types, and affordability, and an assessment on the housing development potential, and an inventory of residential lands. The city, as you are aware, has prepared a not yet adopted, but updated housing needs analysis. And we're hoping to get that adopted soon. But that basically states that we do have adequate lands in residential, and it states that there's enough land zoned for our needed housing types. But except for we need to develop those at a higher density. So staff believes that this rezoning of the 4.23 acre parcel back to its pre-1994 designation will actually provide flexibility and the opportunity to have that parcel developed as mixed use for both commercial and residential. Goal 9, economic development. To provide adequate opportunities throughout the state for a variety of economic activities vital to the health and welfare and prosperity of Oregon citizens. So I pulled out a couple key points here: industrial and commercial land use needs, economic opportunities analysis, as well as policy 10 and policy 14. So staff believes that the proposed amendments follows our established goals 9 policies in the comprehensive plan by providing an opportunity to expand tourism-related lodging as well as allow for the growth of an existing small or medium-sized business. Oregon statewide planning goals, the proposed planning zone amendments and comprehensive plan is, and there's three main sections of our ORS to follow here: conformity with all applicable state statutes. So those ORSs that are listed there basically deal with our regulations, our process for public hearings, as well as our code. The second is applicable municipal code standards were developed in compliance with applicable state statutes. That deals again with a notice of proposed amendment that we provided it to DLCD, as well as availability of the staff report and the conduct of the Planning Commission's hearing that would be consistent. And then in conformity with the statewide goals wherever they're determined to be applicable. So staff pulled out, again, similar to our comprehensive plan, goal 1, citizen involvement, goal 2, land use planning, goal 10, housing, and goal 12, transportation. And so I kind of went over the other 3. I'm going to go a little bit more into transportation and explain some of the decisions that were made. Staff examined the record and made a determination that this application did not affect any, or it wasn't located within any interstate interchange area that had a significant effect. So any modification to the zone was not going to significantly affect an intersection that fed or served this property. Therefore, it was determined that a traffic analysis was not necessary with this request. Again, ODOT was notified. We did not receive any comments from ODOT requesting any additional information. I did work with city engineering to provide trip generation data that was provided from the Transportation Engineers Manual, which is called the ITE, comparing both residential and single-family use, residential, single-family, multifamily uses, as well as commercial uses. And based on the calculations that were made, it didn't really have, it would be kind of more of a slight increase versus anything substantial. Staff believe that although this proposal could slightly increase our daily trip generation, we believe that all the intersections in the proximity would continue to operate acceptably over our planning horizon, contemplating our city's TSP, which was adopted in 2017, and based on the performance standards that are set forth in our municipal code. Staff has made a recommendation that this application be approved. And staff is requesting move to recommend to the City Council approval of the zoning ordinance map amendment 103-21 and comprehensive plan map amendment CPA 48-21, adopting the proposed zoning map and comprehensive map amendments and adopting findings included in the staff report. Do you have any questions of staff?
All right, do the commissioners have any questions for staff?
I do not.
Okay.
I guess I have one. Since this is next door to an existing residential area, would it be possible instead of a zoning change to provide a conditional use permit with the condition that any events or end at 11 o'clock at night.
So I guess if the zone change is made, we don't have any provisions in our code that that regulate timing unless it is a conditional use permit. So it depends on what the ultimate use of the property will be. This application does not include a land use application for that commercial use or a commercial use. So that would be something that could potentially come depending on the use that is proposed for that location. And I do not believe that a hotel or motel, I think that's a permitted outright use. So that would not necessarily have any type of restrictions or limitations associated with it.
In reading the thing, I thought that he was going to use it for outdoor weddings and things of that sort. Was he also planning on expanding the hotel in that direction also?
So Commissioner Popoff, that is the what the applicant has stated, yes. However, in terms of a land use application, we at this time do not have a formal land use application for use of that property. So that would be coming, if the zoning map amendment is accepted or approved, then that would be coming after this land use approval.
Chair
Okay.
Chair Bybee and Commissioner Popoff, just in response, I quickly looked on my screen here to see if we have an existing code provision that speaks to this. And all areas of the city, there's a section called, it's 5.08.020. It's called drinking and unnecessary noise. But in any event, unreasonable noise, it says no person shall create or assist in creating the continuance of unreasonable noise in the city. And so an example, using an automatic or electric piano, musical instrument, radio, stereo, loudspeaker, or other sound amplifying device so loudly that it disturbs persons in the vicinity or in a manner that makes it a public nuisance. The use or operation of any such device between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. in such a manner to be plainly audible at a distance of 50 feet from the building structure or vehicle shall be evidence of a violation of this section. So it looks like our code covers that at this point. And I think it's helpful that you're mentioning this so the property owner can hear the comment as well.
Okay, so do any other commissioners have any questions for staff? Okay, so next, would the applicants like to testify in favor of the application? And if you would, remember to unmute yourself and state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Umar Sheikh and I'm in favor of the application. And the address, do you want me to state the hotel address?
Your personal address works too.
Okay, so 477 Northwest Phoenix Drive, Toronto, Oregon, 97060.
Okay, and go ahead.
And just speak on behalf of the application.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so this property is right adjacent to our current motel, and we have a lot of guests who come, and the view really is breathtaking there. And they ask, if it's possible to do weddings over there. I thought it was a good idea to do that. It's a nice piece of land, and weddings by their nature don't go until 2 a.m. or anything. They usually end by 10 o'clock, and we would make sure that happens. Other than that, the Celilo Inn has a really great rating per TripAdvisor. We have a 4.5 rating. So I think this will definitely add value to our property as well as the surrounding businesses that cater to weddings, like florists, restaurants, caterers, other hotels, convenience stores, gas stations, etc. So I think this would be an asset to both the hotel as well as the city of the Dalles.
All right. And anyone else, any of the other applicants that wanted to testify for the application? If you do, remember to unmute yourself. Bottom left.
Oh, hi, this is Zaryab Sheikh, Zar, they call me. I'm the owner, bought this property about 13 years ago, which was a pretty dilapidated hotel.
Okay, can you also state your address?
It's 15401 Southeast Mill Plain Boulevard, Vancouver, 98684.
Awesome, thank you.
And I think I have another hotel, which is Comfort Inn, and I think both our properties, we are very good citizens of the city of the Dalles. And I think I personally want the city to succeed, and I think this will be a nice investment, and will bring a lot of goodies to the community. And we want to at least compete with Hood River. Hood River shouldn't have any more edge over the city of the Dalles. We have equally good views. We just need to bring the right businesses into the city to accommodate that. So I have nothing more to add. I think my son, Umar, I think he articulated his thoughts pretty well. I also have Terry Urube, who is our manager there, and if she'd like to make a comment, that would be great. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. And Terry, if you would like to comment, just remember to unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. We do have some curfew rules at the hotel.
Terry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Terry, at 3550 East 2nd Street, Dallas.
Perfect.
But we do have curfews at the hotel.
Chair Bybee, I'm sorry to interrupt. I need your last name, Terry.
Terry Wilcox Uribe.
Thank you.
And back on the curfew thing, we do have a curfew at the hotel, so I'd like to add that to the application. We have an OLCC, we serve wine, so we're very strict up there, and we're going to do that with the weddings, but as long as the bride has a good time. And I'm excited. I hope that everything goes well, and this is really a very good thing. There's a lot of local girls that might want to get married in the Dalles. I think that's all I have to add. Thank you. Umar did good.
All right, thank you, Terry. And so just to clarify for everyone, again, the actual use, weddings and whatnot, is not being proposed through this application. It's just the zone change. So for full consideration by the commission, just want to make sure that that's clear as well. Do the commissioners have any questions for the applicants?
I do not.
Okay. Is there any planning commissioner in attendance tonight that has not reviewed the testimony received for this land use application? Okay. Does anyone else participating in tonight's hearing have any questions or comments? Not hearing anyone? Okay, do the commissioners feel they have enough information to make a decision? I'll go through one by one. Let's start with Cody, you're first.
Yes, I do feel like I have enough information to make a decision.
Okay, and Linda?
I can make a decision.
Okay, and Carly?
I'm ready to move forward.
Okay, and Mark?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, perfect. Let's move forward. The public hearing on this matter is now closed. It's time for the commissioners' deliberations on this matter. So with that, I don't have much to say. I think it would be a good addition. And I'll just keep it plain and sweet. Is there anyone else that would like to comment?
This is,
Yep, go ahead.
yeah, Commissioner Aparicio just wants to say thank you to the staff for the thorough, detailed report. It was super helpful to understand the context of how this change could impact that section of our community. So just thanks to the staff.
All right, thank you, Carly. Well, I'm not hearing anyone jump up with any more deliberations. It sounds like everyone might have already made up their mind. So let's entertain any motions from the commission.
Sure. I motion to approve the zoning ordinance map amendment ZOA number 103-21 and comprehensive plan amendment CPA-48-21, adopting the proposed zoning map and comprehensive map amendments and adopting findings including in the staff report.
Miller seconds.
Okay, so it was moved by Cody, seconded by Linda. All those in favor, either raise your hand or say aye.
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 Okay, it is unanimous. All right, and it moves through. Thank you to the applicant for attending tonight. Thank you to staff for the staff report and all your hard work on that. Yeah, so next portion of the hearing is it discussion items? Yep, discussion item. Was there a discussion item from staff?
No, nothing from us, Chair, unless, well, Dawn or Paula have anything to add? Okay.
Okay, well, I will, I'm gonna adjourn the hearing then. We'll call it for tonight. Thank you again to everyone for attending. It was a good meeting.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time
Sure, we appreciate it.
and the decision as well. I think it'll be a great asset to the community.
All right, awesome. All right, folks, well, have a good night. And Paula, do you need anything from me?
I will forward the minutes to you for your signature.
Okay,
Do you
perfect.
need them tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight or tomorrow. I'm paying pretty close attention to my email, so I'll see it come through.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, folks, we'll have a good rest of the night.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.